Somewhere Out There. Joe Hero here again with you, and in this episode we're going to wrap up Bud Hopkins' book, Missing Time. We're going to go through chapter 10 this time, entitled What Can Be Done? Indeed, what can be done about the very real abduction pandemic? A good question, yet one facing many difficulties. In the last chapter of the book Missing Time, Bud Hopkins addresses this pertinent question. The first thing needed to be addressed is the need to make the scope and breadth of the alien abduction phenomenon apparent. Simply put, we need to discover how many people this has affected. How far-reaching is this phenomenon? Bud discussed an example of why we must need to ascertain the extent of the UFO abductions. Dr. Geis, a microbiologist, had a rather routine sighting of an oval object with lights on April 2nd, 1980. It had affected him in a profound way, according to his friend, who originally informed Bud of the episode. Dr. Geis said it had never gotten any closer than 500 or 600 feet from him, but he had become frightened when he stopped his car to observe it. He subsequently dreamed about it coming over his house to get him. And for 3 weeks he even felt a pervasive need to not be seen from the air while walking his dog. It turned out that he had had an earlier encounter at age 16 while staying with relatives at a cabin near Wurtsboro, New York. While alone walking toward Yankee Lake to view the night sky, he saw a glowing thing that hovered in the forest, imparting a feeling that something was going to grab him. The same feeling was repeated during his April 1980 encounter. Even stranger was a prior occurrence from 1950 when he was about 7 years old. He remembered jumping off a picnic table in Brooklyn when he mysteriously suffered a large gash in his knee above his patella. He did not remember how he got the incision, only that he got a spanking for it, and the doctor was amazed at the large cut. When Bud proposed a study be conducted over 3 hypnotic sessions, before which he would enclose what he thought they may discover in an envelope and give it to Dr. Geis's associates, Dr. Geis refused to pursue the discovery of an answer, disclosing a similar theme heard from other abductees. He was too afraid of what he might find out. Bud closed with some suggestions about actions needed to address the UFO enigma. He felt that the government should prepare the people for dealing with findings on the subject. Next, he felt that an international investigation agency through the United Nations should be established so that people could know where to file a UFO report and that people would know that the governments of the world take the UFO phenomenon seriously. He felt that ridicule must be abolished so that an accurate assessment of how far-reaching the pandemic is can be determined. Third, he felt that a repository of credible case studies needed to be made available to scientists. And fourthly, attempts must be made to contact these UFOnauts, though he did not readily have an answer as to how we were to accomplish that. The book concluded with an afterword by Aphrodite Claymore, in which she gave her thoughts as to the subjects and case studies presented to her in the 2 years she worked with Bud on his cases. She expressed personal doubt as to the validity of aliens, but admitted that although hypnosis in and of itself could not verify the veracity of those encounters as actual, the victims truly believe what they told her happened to them. That ends Bud Hopkins' book, Missing Time. In our next episode, I'm going to discuss a couple of thoughts that the book inspired me to have, and some interesting information that might be something that you might have not thought of. Maybe it will be. Anyway, I'd be happy if you would share your own thoughts on Missing Time and the alien abduction phenomenon in general, even the paranormal. Go to the blog at jacksdice.com/somewhere tack out tack there, or dashes instead of tacks, and go ahead and post up. If you have a case, contact me. You can do it anonymously as well, and we can have a discussion and pursue finding answers together. That's what this blog is all about. Everyone be safe out there. I'm Joe Hero. Until next time.